Tongue tips and slips. So we all make mistakes when we speak. So we have all experienced difficulty on some occasions in getting brain and speech production to work together smoothly. Sometimes we feel that our words and our brain are uh, not coinciding with each other, and we have problem. We utter words which are incorrect. So possible clues to how our linguistic knowledge is organized within the brain. So this difficulty in producing the words correctly can give us a possible clue to understand that how words are actually formed in our or organized in our brain. The tip of tongue phenomenon. We feel that some word is just eluding us, that we know the word, but it just won't come to the surface. Sometimes we are unable to find the word, and it does not come to our tip of the tongue. It happens quite often. Sometimes it's more than other. Studies of this phenomenon have shown that speakers generally have an accurate phonological outline of the word. A speaker knows that what is the phonological outline of the word is, and speaker can get the initial sounds correct. He knows how the initial sound of the word is pronounced correctly, and mostly know the number of the syllable in the words. So he has all the phonological knowledge. He knows the phonological outline of the word. He knows the initial sound of the word, and he also knows the number of syllables that are found in that word. But despite all these facts, the word uttered is difficult or incorrect. This experience also mainly occurs with uncommon words and names, which generally we do not use in our conversation. Our word storage system may be partially organized on the basis of some phonological information. So this thing helps us in understanding that our word storage, the store of the word in our brain, is based on this phonological information, the outline of the word, the initial sound of the word, and the syllables of the word. Some words in the store are more easily retrieved than others. So obviously we use some words without any problem. We don't think that we ever made a mistake in the retrieval of those words. However, in certain words we feel that we have at times made mistakes, despite the fact that we know the word very well, we know the sound, we know the outline of the word, etc. We make mistakes in this retrieval process. Often strong phonological similarities between the target words that we actually produce. So, often strong phonological similarity between the target words what we produce. So, the incorrect word that we produce and the target word that we wanted to produce have phonological similarities. So that's why we say that there is some phonological aspect in this case. For example, we may say fire distinguisher. We know that it is extinguisher. So extinguisher has some similarity with the distinguisher, and instead of saying fire extinguisher, we used distinguisher. Similarly, transcendental medication instead of mediation. So medication and meditation have some relationship in the sound. They start with the same sound. So we produce difficulty in this. Mistakes of this type are sometimes referred to as malappropriism after a character. in a play in which malaprop use very near missed words, and there are certain other comic character as well. So Ashi Bunker, another comic character, who once suggested that we need a few laughs to break up the monogamy. Instead of monotony, he said monogamy. So these are sometimes used and intentionally, whereas and among people they are used unintentionally. They wanted to produce one word instead of another word. A slip of tongue is another phenomenon. For example, make a long story short. So if you look at this, simply make a long story short. So you look at this, that the first word shori has the sound of the second word, and the second word has the sound of the first word, right? Instead of make a long story short. Similarly, use the door to open the key instead of use the key to open the door. And this type of mistakes happens very frequently. So, and a 50-pound dog of bag food instead of a 50-pound bag of dog food. So this is known as Spoonerism, after William Spooner, an angelic clergyman in Oxford, who often use this slip of tongue. Similarly, we can have black boxes for black boxes, Roman numerals for Roman numeral, a cup of tea instead of a cup of tea. Treated as errors of articulation, it has been suggested that they may result from slips of the brain as it tries to organize linguistic messages. So instead of taking these mistakes as slips of tongue, they can also be the slips of brains, because brain was in a process of organizing this linguistic information and made these mistakes.